Hello everybody, welcome to my new trade recap. So this week was a minus 3.4% because I took two losses, and these were losses that took a little bit more than 1.5%. Even I took 1.5% for each trade. So I will go over the trades, the three trades I took because I almost hit my 10% FTMO first stage. So there was one trade, it just got out and then it flew all the way to the upside. So it was, yeah, like a rocket. So the first trade, I will go over it. So the first trade I took here was a long. So I took here a long to the upside, like this here. It was like this on the weekly. So we were going to the upside. I was looking for upside momentum. What we can see on the weekly, we were trading bullish because we had here our bullish M, and this could be a potential fake out flag for going to the upside, and which it did. For a fake out flag, we need to have at least one high, low, a break of that low, and then that candle that closes below back up. So this is a fake out flag. So what I also saw is at this low here, we had our weekly reverse point, weekly liquidity that could taken by the banks with a lining that I see here. It didn't tap. That's not a problem because we had our weekly wick of that blue candle low, and when we went below that, the banks and institutes like to take some liquidity for more upside momentum because the retail traders think, okay, we can go more to the downside because they don't see the bigger picture. So then I went to the daily. And what I saw on the daily, we had a nice potential reversal pattern. And we went just uh, going back till the beginning of correction. So what I can see is this could be our shoulder one here, head, then shoulder two, but we didn't reject on that shoulder one. So we went to the daily low, beginning of correction. What you can also notice is this was very impulsive move, and this is very corrective. This was only a move of 2 days, and this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost a week long to go till this daily lows. So this was already a nice sign that the price wanted to go to the upside. And then, yeah, this weekly liquidity low that got tapped here, this weekly small blue line here, weekly reverse point. And then the banks want to buy, of course. So I went till the 4 hour. And what I saw on the 4 hour was, if I delete this like this, yes, on the 4 hour, you can see, if I zoom in more, you can see we had a bullish M. So we had, when we touched our weekly reverse point here, this is aligning here, and then we had here our bullish M under the previous lower high. So then I wanted to take a trade around that, I think it was, yeah, just above that IC here, because there is a lot of liquidity that can be taken to go to the upside, and then sometimes you miss it if you take it under this IC or on this body low of the IC. So sometimes you can miss that trade. And yeah, I just took it here, around here, and yeah, just not going break even around 0.7%, and then it went to the downside, and then it took me just out here. But the trade played out very well because we went to a daily TP, because we had our inverse and shoulders on the daily. So we had our inverse and shoulders on the daily, and our minus 27 was sitting here from. So I take the fib from the low till the higher. Our minus 27 is sitting here. So then I had a round of, yeah, a TP of around 9%. So it was a lot to take. So maybe I could take some more safer stop loss, but yeah, around 7 we got also out. Around, yeah, around 6 we could also be out. So if you took 5, yeah, but 7 was the most likely to take, and yeah, we just got out there. So for me it was a 9. So yeah, we just got out. So this could be a good trade. Just a shame that it went to my stop loss, and then it went to go to the upside. So then EURCAD, this was a break-even trade for me. This was the scale-in. This I didn't take this one. So I will go over to the weekly chart. So on the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? We can see on the weekly that we have a bullish trend. We have our low and this is our new high because this week goes over into each other. So this is one impulse for me. These are the same highs. So we expect same lows in a bullish market. So the natural M, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we could go back to the upside. So we were in a bullish market and I drew my weekly reverse point line here. This was my lowest wick here. And you can see that we had there that weekly reverse point here sitting and we touched it. So what I could see then, if I go on the lower time frames because we are bullish, I saw, okay, the daily is bearish. The daily is bearish, but that doesn't mean we cannot take that liquidity zone grab where the banks and institutes like to take uh, longs for going potentially going more to the upside and then take some more downside momentum, which it did there. So we had a bearish W, but we had still some space till this clear support here that can become resistance here, as you can see. And then we can go to the downside. But after that impulse, we expect some relief, liquidity taken from the banks, and then we could take some more downside momentum. So that's why I wanted to take it till a daily zone of interest. So we touched our weekly reverse point zone and I went to the 4 hour. And what I saw on the 4 hour was we had here our low, high. This is one low, but I can see my backtesting files that this week, if this comes to the same lows, I can still take that new strategy from that previous um, low. So this was then the previous low. This is then the new low. But you can see it also as say one low, but I just traded with the new strategy from the weekly reverse point and I saw then that nice entry. So on the reverse point here, like here, I took it a little bit more to the downside and then it went immediately after that I took this trade. It went already break even and then we went to the upside and then here I would take some partials out for around 3% and then if it went back to the upside then it was around 5-6% like that. So yeah, it's a good strategy. Normally in my normal trades I will not take this uh, these wicks that came to the same lows because I can see it as one leg, but in these cases it plays out very well. And yeah, that's why. So we had just to break even on this trade because the price came back and then it flew to the upside. Then AUDNZD, this could be the trade that could make my week and my FTMO to succeed for around 10%. So I will go over it. So like this here, you can already see it was a very impulsive trade. If I go on the weekly, what can you see on the weekly? We were trading with a potential bullish pattern, indication of bullish pattern, because we had here our shoulder one here, had shoulder two. We already saw some bullish candle closes, and then what the banks and institutes like to do is coming back to that weekly low wick and taking some liquidity and then going more to the upside. And then you have this kind of fake out flag here again for going more to the upside. So it's very nice to see that the banks really like these zones and the retail traders got out of it. So yeah, very nice to see this also fake out here from that weekly. Just taking some liquidity from the moment we go below that weekly reverse point low wick. So I went to the daily. And on the daily, what can we see? We have a bearish pattern against us. So we can anticipate on that because what you can see is you have this high, new low, high, new low. So you have here that bearish W that can play out with that descending trend line here. First touch, second touch, third touch that can hold the price down. So I can see also that this is our smaller shoulder one, head shoulder two that can play against us. And then we could take some partials here at this shoulder one and at these daily highs for around 5%, and then the price could go more to the downside if it wanted to go. But that's why I want to take it because the weekly liquidity was grabbed from that weekly indication of bullish pattern. So Then I went to the 4 hour, yeah, and on the 4 hour, this was our previous low. This was a new low. So when we close above that previous low for our reverse point, then I want to take my limit after that close here, and then the trade was running, and then it was just a shame because I took it with 1.5%, and it went just till the downside to take my stop loss out, and then it flew all the way to the upside in around 12 hours. I had my 4 hour TP, yes, or daily head and shoulders already touched. This was a trade for around 4.6%, and then with 1.5% trade, yeah, this was a killer. This was 7%. So yeah, it was maybe a tight stop loss. Maybe I could take this a little bit more. Um, yeah, a little bit more to the downside. But normally I take my daily TPs around 5% and I backtested it and it plays out very well. So that's why this in this case it just tapped it and flew. So yeah, this is this is normal in trading, so we need to accept it. But yeah, nothing to do about it. So yeah, it was a nice week to see how good that strategy works, and yeah, a less week because also yeah, just didn't had that winning week and also just got out of that trade. So that happens. So yeah, see you next week then, because this was the trade recap of this week. And I hope you have a nice trading week and see you next week. Bye.